give it up for the one, the only Rob Hogan! The World Championship, he beat out 500 other comics to become number one. Absolutely.
All right. Come on, y'all. Is that all the applause I get? Goddamn. Where the single ladies at? Lance said this place was weird. I love this place. I was wondering where they sent all the witness protection people. The hideout. I know where everybody at. Give it up for yourselves one more time for coming out and supporting live comedy, man. Yeah, this is great, man. I love it. As a comedian, I always like to test the energy in the room to see who has the most energy before I get started. So all the men in the house, let me hear you say, "Hey, Rob." Hey, Rob. Okay, men in the house, all the ladies, let me hear you say, "Hey, Rob." Hey, Rob. Yeah, stop that shit, ladies. Fellas, get your ladies. They all over this right now. They are. Thank you guys for coming. I don't get a chance to say that to ladies a lot. So, hey, no, don't laugh too hard at that. My wife had a huge orgasm last night. Yeah. She called to tell me about it. She was like, "Hey, that new shower head is the bomb." Right? Oh, you got the Kohler detachable too? The detachable? I've been married for 29 years, man. Can y'all believe that? Yeah. So y'all know my wife ain't had no orgasm in her. I'm just to the age now where if you offer me good sex or a good sandwich, I need some information about that sandwich, right? Ooh, is that roast beef? Talking about the sandwich. Somebody said, you know what I'm talking about. We still have an active sex life, though, man. We still enjoy sex a lot, especially when we both in the same room. That makes it magical. And I found the secret, man. The secret to longevity in marriage is keep somebody in your life that's been married longer than you, right? I got an uncle that's been married for 50 years, man. Not as long as you guys. Where my 60 years at? 60 years, man. 60 years marriage, right? You guys, he like, 60, 70, I don't know. I love it. Hey, you can attest to one thing like I can. The marriage vows is not long enough, are they? The marriage vows need to be a little bit longer. That's sickness and health and with your report. They need to add about 10 more paragraphs, right? Like there's nothing in the marriage vows about the TV remote control, right? Don't try to talk to me when I got the remote control in my hand. There is nothing in the marriage vows about how much of the blanket you get on a cold winter night, right? Fellas, the answer to that is 20%. You get 20% of the blanket. Might as well just get your own goddamn blanket, right? There is nothing in the marriage vows about which one of your body parts becomes her pillow when y'all fall asleep on the couch, right? She fall asleep on your arm, you wake up and a half hour later looking like a goddamn Thriller zombie and shit. There is nothing in the marriage vows about menopause. Right? It needs to be at least 10 minutes in the marriage vows about menopause, right? Menopause, right? Nothing in the marriage vows. But after being married this long, man, my uncle, man, he gives me advice all the time. He's like, "Boy, you got to switch it up. You got to keep it new. For my 25th anniversary, I took my wife to China." I said, "Oh shit, Uncle, what'd you do for 50?" He said, "I went back and got the bitch." I said, "That's cheating. That's not." We have entered a new phase of marriage that nobody tells you about. We are empty nesters now. Empty nesters, make some noise. Y'all empty nesters in here? Yeah, kids grown and gone. Yeah. My wife looked at me after our kids moved out like, "What we gonna do now?" I said, "Change the fucking locks." They might come back, right? My best friend asked me, "When was the last time you seen your kids?" I said, "On the Ring doorbell." "Leave the package at the door. Get out of here." Empty nest is cool, man. We walk around the house Winnie the Pooh all day long, man. Yeah, you walk around the house Winnie the Pooh? It's so much fun, man. And we're relearning each other all over again, which is this the part I enjoy. Like my wife knows now that I don't like to go out to eat. You know, you spend too much money, right? $50, $60 every time you go out to eat. You eat out 3 times, 4 times a week. You spend like $1,000 a month just to go out to eat. I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. So she started cooking for me, which is really cool. I just wish she knew how to cook. That would make it so much better. If she knew how to cook, it would be magical, right? Y'all like, how bad could it be? Well, last weekend she burnt my breakfast and I had to tell her, babe, cornflakes don't go like this. What is this shit? Stay off of TikTok. She made me a meatloaf for my birthday. And I love meatloaf, guys. But it was her meatloaf. So later on, she wanted to get kinky. She was like, choke me. I want you to choke me in bed a little bit. So I gave her some of that meatloaf. Hey, it choked me. Let it choke you too. It can choke the whole house, choke all of us. We can all get choked. We're relearning a lot of stuff about each other, man. We are relearning our boundaries, man, like just about the refrigerator. The little things like make the refrigerator. Like in the refrigerator, what's yours is hers, and what's hers is hers. Don't touch her shit in the refrigerator, right? Like I see you shaking your head. Yeah, truth, right? Dude, I took my wife to a Cheesecake Factory, right? And I got this big ass piece of cheesecake and couldn't finish it. So I put it in the refrigerator to save it for later, right? Got the cherry, the extra whipped cream, the whole nine, right? And I forgot about my shit, right? I'm sitting on the couch, I'm looking at Netflix or something, and I wanted a snack. Now, my wife is out with her girlfriends. And I'm sitting there like, what do I have? That cheesecake, right? Right? I'm like, shit, I got that cheesecake, right? I got excited. Now, when you a big dude and you remember you got a snack, dude, it's like your birthday, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, all rolled into one, Arbor Day, whatever. I jumped off that couch like cheesecake. Now, cheesecake don't have a dance, but I made one up that night. Shit, I was like, cheesecake. I'm about to get my cheesecake. Yeah, my cheesecake. I'm about to get my cheesecake. I'm in the kitchen like, my cheesecake. I'm about to get my my cheesecake. I'm about to get my cheesecake. Open the refrigerator. My cheesecake. Get my cheesecake. Where is the cheesecake? I don't see the cheesecake. Who the fuck got my cheesecake? So I closed the refrigerator and did what we all do. Thought about it and opened it back up again. Cheesecake. I'm looking at places it can't be. I done opened the butter door. I done pulled the little drawer out where the vegetables are all spoiled at. Like, where is my cheesecake? You know you got them spoiled vegetables in your refrigerator. That used to be a cucumber. Now it's a bag of soup. Right? Where is my cheesecake? My wife. So I call her. She answered like, baby, what's up? I said, cheesecake. I want my cheesecake. She said, that cheesecake from 5 days ago? I said, yeah. She said it was old. I threw it away. You threw out my cheesecake? My cheesecake? Then I looked over at the garbage can. No. What time did you throw it away? Hey, listen, fellas. Fellas, are you with me? If it's at the top of the garbage can, the box is still closed, that's a $15 slice of cheesecake, right? I got the extra whipped cream with the cherry. That's a good slice of cheesecake. Ladies, don't shake your head. No, you want us to eat ass, we'll eat that cheesecake. It's the same thing, same difference. And what I'm gonna do? Fight my wife? Shit, I ain't trying to get my ass whooped. I can't fight, man. I found out early in life. Remember, after elementary school, you had to fight another kid and they form that fight circle around you? And you end up in the fight circle like, oh shit, I'm in the fight circle. And you put your hands up to fight and you hear the crowd go, ooh. And you know you didn't throw a punch. That's meant you was getting your ass whooped, right? I didn't mind though, because Monica was one of the toughest girls in the neighborhood, man. She had hands, y'all. She had hands. So I don't even challenge my wife, man. I told my wife when we first got married, you got an anger problem. She said, who the hell you think you talking to? I said, you got an anger problem. She said, I'll slap the shit out your ass right now. I said, whoa. Can we talk about this after church? I mean, this is ridiculous. People are looking at us. She's the authoritarian in our house, man. when the kids was little, she would come home from work, and I'm a typical dad. I'm throwing the kids around, right, bouncing them on the bed or whatever. She would come in the house and be like, when I come upstairs, y'all better have your ass in the bed. I don't know who she talking to. I get in the bed too. I be under the covers like, you get your ass out of bed. You got to cut the grass, right? She thorough, man. She get jealous. We was at the mall last Christmas, man. We walked past a Victoria's Secret. She was like, I saw you looking at them mannequins. You think I would cheat on you with a mannequin? How is that going to work, right? Like you come home early from work, and I'm like, oh, my wife, hide. Why you just standing there? Get in the closet, hide. Have mannequin side babies. I'll be at the game, the people be like, which one is your kid? The one in the outfield. My wife is like that though, man. My wife was old school, man, right? She one of them mothers that when the kids would go to the store with her, don't touch shit. She one of them mothers, right? Don't you ask for nothing. Don't you fall out on me in here either, right? And they never fell out on her. But I'm a comedian. They would fall out on me, right? I remember I took my daughter to the store one time. She fell out on me. Dad! Why can't I have a toy? Why can't I have a toy? I'm a comedian. I fell right back out on her ass. Because I'm a comedian and I don't have any freaking money. I get paid in spaghetti dinners and scratch-off tickets. She like, Dad, you embarrassing me. Get out of here. My kids, man. I don't know empty nesters, man. Do you miss when your kids was little? Yeah. I'm talking about little. Like if they got kidnapped, you would pay the ransom little. I'm not talking about that mouthy ass 16-year-old. Hey, kidnappers get that bitch, they could keep her. Right? We want $10,000. Hello? You hate me, try living with these kidnappers for a month, right? Right. I miss when my kids were little, man, because my son was so cute. He was an inquisitive little boy, right? Always asking questions. Dad, why? When? Where we going? What we doing that for? Where we going? What we gonna do? Right? He was like asking questions all the time. It was to the point where the teachers in school wanted to put him on medication. And I don't know if y'all had to go through this nightmare. I don't put him on medication. We want to put him on medication. I don't want him on medication. I'm Gen X, slap him in the back of the head, push him down some stairs, whoop his little ass. He'll act right? They like, no, we don't do that anymore. We got to give him medication. Well, I don't want him on medication. We suggest he take medication. I don't want him on medication. My wife is like, you try it first. Okay, game on. He's 10. He got to take 1 pill a day. I'm 3 times his size. I'll take 3. I hear you. I don't know what they put in this goddamn medication, but I have never paid this much attention in my life, right? I took 3 of them pills, half hour later, me and my son both in the living room counting ceiling tiles. 1, 2. My wife was like, are you listening to me? I said, shit, I actually am this time, right? Hated that, man. He was always asking questions. He asked me the questions that dads don't like to answer. But I was like, I'm going to be honest with him, right? He was like, Dad, where do babies come from? I ain't going to lie to him. I told him, son, listen, men got a fluid in their body called semen. And women got an egg in their stomach. And when a man and woman like each other, they get together, the semen get on the egg, she get pregnant, she have a baby. My son turned his head to the side. They said, if the egg is in her stomach, how does semen get there? She swallow it? I said, whoa, wait a minute, son, no. That is not how she get pregnant. That's how she get the wedding ring. You engaged, right? You know. He wanted a dog when we was growing up. Dad, I want a dog. I was like, what you asking me for? Go outside and catch one. I'm Gen X, right? We didn't buy a dog. We caught a dog, right? If you wanted a dog, you went outside with a slice of lunch meat, a jump rope, and came back a half hour later like, Dad, I got a dog. Put him in the backyard. You got to take care of him. My wife was like, don't tell him that. Go to the pound. They got plenty of dogs. You could buy a rescue dog. I didn't know that. So I took my son to the pound, right? They got dogs from the floor to the ceiling. I was like, well, here you go, son. They got a lot of dogs. And he looked down and saw some of the dogs were sick and old. He was like, Dad, what do they do to the dogs they can't sell? I was like, oh, I didn't think about that, right? I was like, well, son, if a dog is too old or too sick, I think they put him to sleep. My son was like, how they put him to sleep? My daughter was like, they tell him some of daddy's jokes. I said, what? Go get in the car. My daughter, who has daughters in here? Clap it up if you got daughters. They amazing little human beings, ain't they? Like so mature. I found out raising a son and a daughter, why girls mature faster than boys. Like people think it's biological, right? Oh, girls just biologically mature fast. No, they don't. It's not biological. I'm gonna prove it to you. Go to any department store and go to the toy section and walk down the girls' aisle. It's all toy houses, baby dolls, styling heads, easy bake ovens, right? All of the Barbies got jobs. Lawyer Barbie, Dr. Barbie, dentist Barbie, astronaut Barbie, right? It's all shit that they can strive for in life. Now walk down the boys' aisle. It's all a bunch of bullshit you can never be in your life. It's all robots and dinosaurs, right? Son, I don't care how many college courses you take, you cannot be a dinosaur. There is nobody hiring dinosaurs in this economy. There is no job openings for a Stegosaurus Rex or whatever, right? I should have known too, because when my daughter was 10, I asked her, babe, what you want to be when you grow up? She said, an ophthalmologist. I said, shit, that's pretty good, boo. I asked my son when he was 10, what you want to be when you grow up? He said, Optimus Prime. I said, what? You can't be that, son. So girls mature faster than boys. And my daughter played with Barbies all the time, everywhere, all over the house. One time I got in the shower and I'm taking a shower, right? Getting ready for bed. And I noticed she left a Barbie in the bathtub. So I picked the Barbie up. I'm rinsing it off. My wife came in the bathroom. I said, and put it behind my back. My wife said, Rob, give me the Barbie. Our daughter needs it to go to bed. I said, I ain't got no Barbie. She said, Rob, stop playing. Let me see your hand. I was like, pfft. She said, Rob, stop playing. Let me see your other hand. I was like, she was like, okay, maybe you don't have it. She left. I said, woo, pulled it out and the head was gone. My daughter never played with Barbie again after that. Never. We bought her G.I. Joe dolls. That's it. That's all you get. I love my baby girl though, man. She's 29 now. She lives in Columbus, Ohio. I live in Cleveland. It's about 2.5 hour drive to go see her. And I love going to visit her. My daughter is really cool. She's 29 and she's not a hoe, y'all. She's not a hoe. That's so rare for 20-year-olds now, right? She's not a hoe. And you ask me how I know. I listened to her brush her teeth the other morning in the bathroom. Yeah, she was in the bathroom like, I was like, oh, that is not a hoe right there. That is not how a hoe brush her teeth. When a hoe brush her teeth, you don't hear no noise. Sometimes she uses both hands. My daughter tried to give me comedy advice. She's like, Dad, don't tell bad jokes. You gotta stay woke in your jokes, Dad. Stay woke. I said, girl, I got sleep apnea. I got sleep apnea. I can't stay woke. You see me on the couch. Every 5 minutes, I'm like, what? I can't. But I love her to death, man. I go down to Columbus sometime, and I'm gonna let you guys know something. If you got that 20-something-year-old kid, don't eat shit in their house unless you ask them what it is first. I'm serious. Everything is infused now, right? So I'm at my daughter's apartment, and I said, dude, I'm about to head back to Cleveland, and I don't want to stop and get anything to eat. Can I get something out your refrigerator? She said, Dad, get whatever you want. And she had some cheesecake brownies in there. And y'all already know. I like a little cheesecake, right? So I don't know what these are. I grabbed 2 of them. You know, come on now. Why the hell you didn't tell me? Why nobody text me and told me about these goddamn brownies, right? I popped 2 of them, and I'm an hour into my drive going back to Cleveland. And all of a sudden, I'm like, ruh-roh, something wrong, right? Like words just became like really goofy to me, right? I don't know if anybody ever been high, but don't words like kind of like become almost gooey? Like I'm in my car like baboon. Baboon. That's a funny word. Baboon. I'm like, oh no, something wrong, right? Right? I got scared. I was like, oh shit, something wrong. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot my car keys and drove all the way back to Columbus. I knocked on my daughter's door. She was like, Dad, what you doing here? I said, have you seen my car keys? She said, Dad, did you eat one of them brownies? I said, no. I ate 2. She said, sit down on this couch before you die. She throwing ice water on me and everything. It's bad, man. I don't like being high, man. I don't know who does. Like, who likes being high? Anybody like being high? Yeah, look at the 80-year-olds in the audience. That's the only way I get through the day now. I don't like it, man. And you know, I'm in comedy now, right? So everywhere I go, it's always some 20-year-old like, what's up, Unc? You want to hit this, Unc? You want to hit this, OG? You want to hit this, Unc? And I'm old, man, so I'm always giving them old man excuses like, son, I smoked all I could smoke before I came, and I am full right now. I cannot smoke anymore, right? I don't like that. I don't like the feeling, man. You know, that brownie didn't wear off for like days. I was at the Columbus Zoo with her, and I stood in front of the sloth exhibit for an hour and a half. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder and was like, sir, why are you standing here? I was like, these monkeys are high as fuck right now. Somebody's gonna get fired for this. They was like, sir, those are not monkeys, those are sloths. Oh. Now I had seen sloths on TV and in cartoons. I had never seen a sloth in real life. I didn't know they actually move like that, right? So in my high mind, the only thing I could think of, if sloths really move like that, how do sloths have sex? Sex with a sloth must be like, turn over. Yeah. That's why they got that goofy ass smile on their face, because sex with a sloth lasts for 3.5 hours. Lift your leg up. I never wanted to be a sloth so bad in my life. And I mess around and still be a sloth that come too fast. I'm sorry. No control, right? I don't like being high. Munchies ain't cute. People are like, oh, I got the munchies. I thought that shit was supposed to be cute. It's not cute. It's a psychotic condition. I had the munchies one night, woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, went down to the kitchen. My wife woke up a couple of minutes after me and came downstairs like, what you doing out here? I said, nothing. Just cooking a Thanksgiving turkey, some ribs, gefilte fish, 12 hot dogs, and 25 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's all. It's a psychotic condition. So if I could give you guys some advice, man, change your attitude about yourself. If you have a negative attitude about yourself, change your attitude about yourself. Have some self-confidence, right? With me, I learned that late in life because I was not a cool kid growing up, right? I couldn't fight, I already told y'all. I wasn't good at sports. Like, I did try to play football, and people was like, well, what position did you play? I played RB and LB. Running back and linebacker, nope, right bench and left bench. Wherever the coach put me, that bench was warm. I was horrible with girls, you know. Your girl's the whole reason I do comedy. Because my best joke when I was growing up was, can I have your phone number? Girls thought that shit was hilarious. Can I have your phone number? You should be a comedian. 25 years later, I'm here at the hideout and shit, right? With all you witness protection people. Yes. I wasn't cool, man. I don't like going back to my class reunions. Do you guys go to your class reunions? So who said no? Well, how come you don't go? Like, fuck those people, right? Bingo, right? I love it. I thought I could go back, because I'm doing comedy now. People would think I'm cool. And it's still a lot of fun for my bullies. That's it, right? They already remind me of how cool I wasn't. I remember my last class reunion, I showed up, this dude pulled me aside and was like, "You Rob Coleman?" I said, "Yeah, I am." He said, "I remember you." I'm thinking he about to tell me about a comedy special or something. He was like, "I remember you." I said, "Oh yeah, from where?" He said, "You the little dude that sneezed and shitted on himself in the 11th grade. You remember that, don't you? It was in front of the whole class. They were having parent-teacher conferences and everybody was laughing at you. You remember that, don't you?" Yeah, me and my therapist talk about it every Friday. Because I wasn't a cool kid, man. I go back to class reunions, man, and I see all the girls I thought I used to date. Because I was a friend zone dude, right? I don't know if you guys ever ended up in a friend zone. I remember this one girl I asked to go on a date. I was like, "Can I take you skating Saturday?" She was like, "Yeah, come up to my house. Hey, pick me up." I was like, "All right, cool." I get there at 8 o'clock. Why her and her boyfriend came out the house? Yeah, the toughest thing I could say was, "Get in the back seat, and you better put your seatbelt on," right? I wasn't cool with girls, man. I dated this girl one time. We was walking through the mall, and her ex-boyfriend came around the corner. Big, tall dude, right? He saw my girl and was like, "What's up, little bit?" Grabbed her by her ass, picked her up, and started swinging her around. I said, "No, this dude didn't just pick my girl up and start swinging her around." I said that to myself because he was a big dude, right? She said, "This is my new boyfriend, Robert." He said, "What's up, little man?" and picked me up too. Hey, I didn't take it though. I was kicking my feet and everything. Put me down. My little feet was just. Why you so strong, right? But change your attitude about yourself, man. This year, I changed my attitude, man. It changed everything for me. I just went to the year supremely confident. I took these amazing dick pics in January. They were amazing. The people at JCPenney photo, though, they were so upset. They were not happy. "Don't come back here again." I said, "Give me my 8x10s. You can keep the wallet size. Nobody." Change your attitude. Don't do that New Year's resolution. What do we all do? I'm gonna lose some weight. I'm gonna drop a couple of pounds. I'm gonna get back in that old shirt, that old pair of pants, right? We all do that shit, right? Not me, not this year. I was like, this year I'm gonna get some fat friends. That's right. Yeah, you gotta be 250 and over to be in my friend group this year. Don't send me a friend request on social media unless it has your blood pressure and your cholesterol numbers. I need to know those. Right? If you can't see your dick, I need to see your pic online, right? That's my motto. Fat friends. I'm getting everything fat. I'm gonna get a fat dog, yep. I can't play with no in-shape dog. Y'all see me up here. 5 minutes of playing with a dog running all over the backyard. We both got the same face. I want a dog so fat I have to carry his fat ass out to play. Come on, boy, we going outside to play. I put his fat ass down in the backyard and throw the ball, and we just look at each other. You gonna go get it? You gonna go get it? I just take his fat ass back in the house. Come on, boy, let's go back in. I put him down to take a nap. I put my CPAP mask on. He put his CPAP mask on. That's the perfect dog for me, yeah. What about y'all? Do we have dog lovers here? Where are dog lovers at? Yeah. I feel like if you love dogs, you love dogs. If you love cats, you probably love witchcraft or Voodoo, some shit like that. Love dogs, man. My daughter has a little French Terrier, bulldog, little French Terrier, and it's so cute, man. The dog reminds me of myself because it's small, black, and think it's tougher than it really is. Yeah, all day the dog sit in the window. Everything that passed by, squirrel, mailman, deer, everything that passed by, little ass get tight. Like I get fired up watching the dog. I'll be over